Hello guys, this is another video of NavyField, and my intention here today is to tell you the 10 tops battleships in the game. This is an update that I've done compared with what we exactly had a couple of years ago, like about 15 years ago, 18 years ago, something like that. Okay, so this is totally an update right here because in that time, the German nations with the 844, who was the first one for you go for shortly about the top battleship in the game, okay, followed by the Super Yamato and some other ships. I can tell you exactly what happened in that situation. I'm going to brief here very quickly because in that time you used to have loads of players playing this game. And then the game is back now, like this is for totally nostalgic stuff because the game is fun, okay? Don't get me wrong right here. I made a video complaining about some specific situation in terms of my account. But this game is cool to play, okay? It takes patience. It's not easy even. I'm going to tell everything what you can do to improve yourself in terms of the game and how you can have amazing affordable account with very good sailors available as well. I'm going to even tell you how you're going to be able to get these sailors as well, you know, even though it's possible you pay for that, you know. Let's be honest right here, it's possible you pay for that, but you don't need it, okay? It's possible you play this game for free, but I'm going to explain in some other specific videos that I'm totally intending right here to bring for you, just for you to understand a little bit the world of NavyField and how this game is fun, even though it's a 2D game in pixel line, but it's much fun. You can even build nice friends right here playing this game, you know. You can interact between your friends, and many for gonna be able to conquest piers and stuff like this, harbor, let's say, you know, this kind of stuff you have in the game, okay? But this is going to be other videos that I'm totally intended to bring right here. But today is about an update of these 10 amazing battleships that you have available. Mainly now because you have what? You have the EBBs, the event battleships. These ships actually is possible to obtain them in a website, you know, totally straightforward right there for you to be able to get them, you know, if you'd like to pay for them. But it's not just for pay for them. I have to be honest right here. It's not just simple there, oh, I'm going to have the top battleship in the game, you know. No, it's not just like that, because you need to have even your British operator in a high level according to the level of that specific ship. So do not commit this mistake. This is going to be even another video that I'm going to bring here just to explain to you properly about this situation, because NavyField here, the game takes very serious about this part, okay? And then everything works here. Everything works according to the level of your British operator, and of course, some other specific series. But this is another video, okay? So, as an update here, just for you guys to understand, okay? In that time, when I used to play this game over 15 years ago, okay? Yeah, I was very young. No, I remember that. I was very young. I was very handsome. Now I mean like this fox line right here. But in that time, guys, just for guys understand my point here, okay? So in that time, NavyField had amazing battlefield that like still have actually, you know. But you used to play with some specific lines accordingly to the situation of that time, okay? So I'm gonna start over here with the German class. If you go to the German class, you have to understand that the Germans are very good in terms of piercing stuff, and then they have a very good range for part of the battleships. So what happened is, if you go for the 844 class, your range in terms of the guns of the gunners is gonna be very good. It's a massive range there. But not just that, you have a brutal range, you have massive armor, you have even terrified damage that's possible. You do it. It's the same. Do you know that speech reach and run in many games? You go reach and run. That's exactly what happened here if you go to the German side. Okay, if you go to the German class, okay? So that's exactly what happened there, you know? That's why in that time, the battleship line for part of the Germans was the one of the most feared battleships in the game for so far, okay? It was not easy to fight against them because of their range, okay? Not just their range, even massive armor as well. That was followed by Super Yamato. That's the part of the Japanese class. Super Yamato, guys, just for understand, between all the battleships we have available, even nowadays, they have insane power in terms of artillery against planes, okay? That's very useful, but they also have a range, okay? So Super Yamato is a monster in terms of guns, and then insane alpha damage, you know, with deadly long range power, okay? However, they do not have amazing structure per part of their ships for if they receive a massive amount of damage as well. But it was very good on this way, you know, kind of like Super Yamato is the same way that apply between the H-44 reach and run, but even Super Yamato have to be careful a little even more, okay? But the case is why Super Yamato was one of the preferred battleships to use in that time, because Super Yamato have a massive powerful artillery against planes, like you were easily to control the battle against the carriers, okay? And that's totally significant for sure. You know, that was before the submarines came up after a while, but you know that was the situation that time before the submarines, because after the submarines came along, things changed totally there, okay? And then after Super Yamato came exactly this beautiful ship right here. You guys can see here on my screen. That's exactly what the Montana, okay? It's the Montana. That's the thing. So Montana, guys, I still using because I need to place now this guy in a high level, okay? I mean like a high level, like a level 120 for me be able to use the Nebraska one, because I acquired one of the best battleship 6 in the moment. Let's say 6.5, because it's event battleship, okay? That is the New Jersey, okay? New Jersey for me it's formidable formidable ship to use in the game, and very beautiful in the same way that Nebraska is. But it's have their advantage and have their also that opposite. That's the negative effects, negative way in terms of the New Jersey, but it's really reliable ship to go for. I'm going to explain this in another detail with this video right here. But guys, this ship right here used to be one of the top ones, you know, so it used to be one of the top ones. So in that time, the Montana was the third best battleship in the game. And then after Montana came the UK with the Lion 2, okay? So just for you understand, the Americans are very reliable to go for, mainly for you start to play this game if you are a totally new player right here, because America have all the ships in balance in terms of range, in terms of armor, in terms of speed, okay? They are very like they have very well balanced there between everything. Can be any class, can be between the carriers, can be even the submarines and so on. They're the balanced one. So it's perfect for new players. Even the UK ones. Do you know what is good in terms of the UK ships? The good point is about their armor. Even though part of these ships they do not have much speed, and that influences in terms of performance. However, if your ship is very good tank in the game, let's say it's going to be the Paladino in the game in there. It's gonna be this the guy that's in the front of the boss there fighting all the rest, you know. They receive loads of damage, but they are not totally affected easily if they receive a big amount of damage. So the good point here about the UK is because they are fast, they are very accurately in terms of the guns, but you need to have 1 point in terms of the UK, guys, because they have all these benefits. You need to care about the reload time. Reload is one of the secrets, because if you do not have very good reload here, is a problem. So they are totally deadly in terms of skilled hands with excellent armor setups, okay? And then the 50th one was the French one, that's the Alsace. I have the Alsace here in my account, okay? I have the Alsace here in my account. It's nice. It's a speedy fuck demon battleship, you know, with strong mobility, and then with a surprise attack, because it's a battleship that is something easily for you speed up, for you act fast and then run away, okay? They do on that way, all right? But that's why the good point is even the angle of the gunners, how they're gonna be able to hit, we see there the gunners in the battle, you know, and then to move away from the a harm situation there, a dangerous situation, okay? And then the 6th is the Sovietsky Soyuz, okay? Sovietsky Soyuz is one of the tank frontline battleships with heavy punch and solid durability as well, on the same kind of the same way as the Lion is, okay? So that's exactly, we divide it here between all these ships here in the beginning, and then after that, then you have the battleships, that's the tier 4 ones. Came Iowa after that, that's the 7th, Yamato, Vanguard, and the last one, that's the H-39 class for part of the Germans. So this was exactly in that time the tier list of all these ships right here, you know, between the BB5 line, okay, BB5, like the BB5 line to the BB6 line and then BB4 line, okay? So we have these 10 battleships in that time. Now, in a correction here, you know, nowadays, because you are in 2026, after 15 years, after 18 years, things changed, okay? And then huge attention right now, huge attention for the US nation here, okay? The US nation here. Why huge attention, guys? Like, just for you guys understand it here, okay? We have here, I'm gonna bring here my guy, my commander, you know. So you guys know well, we have all this tech tree here, you know, between the ships, you know. So the last one here is Nebraska, okay? In that time, Nebraska was not the top one, you know. It used to be the Queen of Victoria in the beginning, okay, between this BB6 line here. Mainly because of the advantages that I told you about the armor, you know, the Hulk there, and then, you know, the firepower of the HE power, the explosive part of the UK line is insane. They do massive damage. They still do it, okay, but that changed after a while because the game changed, mainly because came in other nations as well. But even though they brought these other nations here, we still have preferences for part of the US, the German, you know, the Japanese, the Soviet one, okay? We still have preferences there, okay? But the first best battleship in the game after all these years in Nebraska, yeah? Nebraska is this ship here, okay? This ship here is the BB6 premium line, not premium line, is a BB6 line, part of the stack tree right here, okay? But that's what it is. So Nebraska is the one that is very strong, okay? Very strong. And why they are strong, you know, why they are strong. I'm going to be very directly right here why these guys are totally strong. Nebraska is considered broken by many players. Incentive survivability, strong guns, and excellent overall balance. Remember what I said about the US advantage? They are balanced in everything, okay? Range, armor, speed, everything. They have very good balance there, you know. So that's the thing there. They are totally in balance for everything, okay? So and then that one a big surprise that is exactly the meta now. After this BB6 is one ship that in the UK line is the between the Tech 3 is the BB4 line. Not BB4 actually. Yeah, it's a tier 4, 4, 3, 3, 4. Okay, because I'm going to show here in the game, just so you guys see here. Okay, I'm gonna go here for the UK. And then you have this ship right here, okay? That is the Vanguard one. The Vanguard there. And then I'm gonna bring here the commander of this. And then you see here, Vanguard is there, okay? So Vanguard is there. It's like a kind of the same. It's like it's a BB4 line because it's the same level of the Lion 1 here. So these two ships right here. And then after that, you go to the BB5 line. That's the Lion 2. And then for be able to reach the Queen of Victoria. Okay, that's the ship is right there. But this ship right here is not the best meta one. The meta one, remember what I told about the EBB line? That's exactly what changed a lot between all these years, because we have these premium ships, the event ships that they brought to the game. Okay, just simple as that. Is exactly what exactly changed here in terms of the game, and you can acquire off these ships according to the level of your British operator. You can acquire them online. Okay, so I'm going to show to you here. I'm going to show to you here about this, and I'm gonna enter here now in terms of this NavyField, my NavyField account here, just for you guys understand. Okay, so you can acquire this in the game. Okay, so 1 second here. So I forgot to log in here in my account. I'm gonna go here now. So okay, and then NF store. So okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna show exactly here for you guys, for everybody. I'm gonna show here to everyone. So back here again, look at this, you know, look at this. You guys see there, so this is the website, okay, NavyField website. So that's my account. You know, I used to call like a Cachaceiro. It means that Cachaceiro in English is like a drunk person, you know. I just use that for fun, just to troll many people. But you have here the ship line is here, okay. Once you click right here, you come here, and then you have all the nations there. Look at the ship is right here. I have California. I got the California. I was very curious. It's a nice ship. It's like the Iowa line there, okay. The California is exactly how is the Iowa line, but this one here is like the BB5 line, like a Mountain one, kind of the same level. But this is a premium ship, okay. So you have this ship right here. But look, if you come here to the UK, you have the new meta in the game. This is the new meta, guys. That is the Vanguard here. That is the exactly. This is exactly. You see this level 96 ship. This is exactly a BB5 one, but this is a event premium ship. It's a premium ship, okay. So this Vanguard here, it's very powerful. And this ship right here, just so you guys have an idea, okay, just for you guys have a simple idea right here. This ship right here is in the same level of the Queen Victoria, between range, between attack power, okay, and between speed. This is the unique ship in the game. I'm gonna show here in the game for you. Is exactly this ship right here. I acquired this ship yesterday. It's beautiful. Look at that, the color. This is the unique ship according to the level of your engineers. Okay, remember that you have to have very good engineers. If you're totally new in the game, just for understand, if you have very good engineers, a good amount of engineers, that helps you to overheat your engines in battle. You're gonna have plus more time to your ship be in a specific speed there for you be able to run away in some specific harm situation, dangerous situation that's possible to destroy your ship. You know, it's simple, okay? But that's what it is. That's why you have many engineers. You try to provide many engineers in the battle here. So this is a big tip here for you, okay? So this ship right here now is the new meta in the game. Now, this is update 2026. If I look for the nation, if a new player you'd like to have a very good performance in the game, I think you should go between or American or between the UK line firstly, okay? And then after that, and other specific nations, okay? Again, guys, this ship right here is the Vanguard 1946. Is this kind of the same level of the Queen Victoria. I'm not just blaming here, okay? I'm not blaming actually. I'm saying you the truth, okay? It's very powerful, this ship right here, because it's the unique ship that go up 40 knots in speed. It's the fastest one, okay? You can hit and can go away easily. And then in terms of powerful, part of hit guns is the same powerful of the Lion 2. We're gonna have the Lion 2 gunners here, gunners. I mean about the guns. We're gonna have all that turrets here, part of the Lion 2, in a ship that go fast enough to probably change the situation, the circumstances of the battle gonna be for using him, okay? So that is my point here for part of this ship, okay? Just for understand, because this ship is insanely good. It's insanely good. Come on, like I'm trying to go here and see. I'm going out. No, I'm back again. I don't want to back into the. My gosh. Okay. Alright, so Vanguard in 1946. Extremely powerful. Reload and deadly broadside potential. One of the best, or let's say the best battleship new meta in the game now. And then you have the New Jersey. Okay, the New Jersey is the same level of the Nebraska one, part of the Americans, but the difference between Nebraska and New Jersey is because New Jersey is fast, more accurately, and more versatilely in terms of the battle. Okay, so they like this ship have a long range pressure, you know, and then can hit and run easily compared with Nebraska. Nebraska is a tank ship, okay? If you think of that way, it's a tank ship if you compare with the New Jersey, but they are in the same level there. But New Jersey have some advantage part of the speed and the accuracy, okay? And then after that, the fourth one is Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria used to be one of the top BB6 line, but it's not anymore, because Queen Victoria have massive armor there with brutal firepower and dominate experience hands with use them, okay? And on the same way that the Vanguard is now is better than the Queen Victoria, because Vanguard has even more speed, but they have the same kind of power, and then in terms of range as well. And then Montana, that used to be the fourth one, Montana is the 50th, okay? You see that America is totally dominating here, part of the tier list? Yeah. So Montana it come even better than the H-44. The H-44 that is the German one used to be the top, but it's not anymore. Because the Montana is reliable in terms of all round. With strong tankness, and then probably in more the consistency in terms of DPS and accuracy as well, okay? And then come the H-44 again, you know, huge shells there, have massive armor, but even the range, okay? The H-44 followed by Super Yamato, Lion 2, the Sovietsky Soyuz, remember Sovietsky Soyuz, I told him? And then we finish now. The Alsace is the 10th that used to be the 16th before, you know. No, the 50th, the 50th. So Alsace now is the 10th battleship nowadays because of their speed, focuses in battleship, excellent for aggressive flanking attacks, you know. So that's the thing, guys. I really want to bring this for you understand nowadays which is the best battleship in this game, you know, in NavyField. And I think this video is going to be very useful for you for sure, because I give even many tips right here, you know, many tips, let's say, you know, for you understand better what decision you're going to take, which ship you're going to go for. But I think it was totally clear here for you for understand well according to all these years that passed, you know. But for sure, I'm sure that according to this point of view, you're gonna easily decide which nation you're gonna go for, okay? I didn't disconsider Super Yamato, you know, part of the Japanese one. Now, in terms of the Italian and then the other ones, Chinese, and you know, guys, I'm sorry, but they are not very powerful compared with all these other ships. Then after that, then we have to talk about the best 20 battleships in the game, and then for sure gonna be able to fight all them. But we still have these old ships that we used to have in the game. They are still here, you know, even though there are some other event ships available in the game, but they're not very powerful according to all this rank of ships that I told you here right now. A part of this one, because this is a EBB ship, okay. This is a EBB ship, and then even the New Jersey there. But this one here is the UK line, is the 1946. It's not expensive. This ship here costs only $10, okay? Only no, not $10, $8, okay? You can get this ship here, but it's very reliable, all right? That's the thing, guys. I hope this video can be interesting for you. Thank you very much for going to watch. Just leave a comment right there. What do you guys think about this tier list, you know, according to my explanation here for part of all these ships. I hope that this can be very useful for you. Again, I mean, one of the oldest player from this game. I used to have a very good account here, but before they mess up everything that I used to have, you know. I brought a video to talk about this. If you would like to have a look, just have a look there on my channel, you know. But that's what it is, you know. Even though I've been wiped out in the game, many crews, British operator that I used to have, I like the game because it's nice to play, and I think they are going to back strongly now. If you go to play this game, it's not a game with great graphics like a World of Ships. No, it's not just that, but it's fun. The good point here, because this game is fun. That's it. All right. Anyway, guys, just like the video there, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.